I'm born and raised in Greenwood, and Greenwood just has an amazing sense of community.
I think one of the big things is we have such a pride at Greenwood schools.
The way teachers are in my school, I can't speak for every school in Arkansas or even the USA, but in my school I can speak for all of the teachers that are here and understand that they're trying their best for every kid in their classroom, and they want the best for every kid in their classroom.
We are
East Pointe.
Our school district is really the center of our town, which is what makes Greenwood a great place to live, I feel.
We're competitive. You look at our football team, you look at everything. We have a robotics team that's, we're bringing in 30 robotics teams from the state into Greenwood this weekend to do an elementary robotics competition. So we love competition, but what we have to remember is there are kids throughout the state of Arkansas that need help and need assistance. And if we can do things at East Pointe Elementary or at Greenwood schools that can help others, we want to do that. We want to be in education for all children and not just for Greenwood children.
I love being a part of the Greenwood district and especially East Pointe because not only is it a fantastic school, but we have such great community support, whether it's meeting the needs of our students physically, but also academically. They just come alongside us and help us out where we need it.
About East Pointe, 100% is the team. It's the people.
Located in the heart of Greenwood is East Pointe Elementary. The school is building future leaders through inclusion, collaboration, and special programs for students.
This year we've had the opportunity to really kind of step outside of our comfort zone and move toward inclusion. And in doing that, we've learned that before we talked about collective responsibility, and now we truly have collective responsibility for every single student and for ensuring that every student is accepted, is included, and is important.
As the assistant principal and then Ms. Short as the principal, our doors are always open, and our staff, you can tell, truly have a sense where they can come in at any time and share anything that they need. And I feel that it just speaks loudly to our culture here. Every staff member, even down to our paraprofessionals, all the way to our maintenance, to our bus drivers, to head of transportation, it's all about what's best for kids.
East Pointe is a really amazing place. There's a lot of friendly people. They care a lot.
Special ed students, and it's two certified teachers. So we have our regular ed teacher, and then we have a special ed teacher in there as well. So it's kind of a co-teaching environment where they're working together. But as you notice, like when you walked in there, you couldn't even tell who was who. No one was pulled out. They weren't pulled separately or anything like that. They work together. Sometimes the special ed teacher will pull small groups and she will pull them out, but that doesn't mean she's just pulling the special ed students. They just pull based on what the students need. So if there's multiple students, even if they're gen ed and they need that skill or target, she'll pull them too and work with them as well.
I have been in special education for 12 years, so this has kind of been my mindset throughout. I think a big thing is like now we pull back. We see what those students are doing. Their confidence is building. Students who might have a behavior in small group does not have a behavior with a group of 25.
When he was in preschool, we met with the principals, and that was really important as a parent because we got to meet one-on-one with his therapist, the principal, some teachers. They knew my child before they even came here.
Seeing that, these students can just reach the same mastery level with the same scaffolds and the same time for me to instruct, they can do it. And so that's really solidified my belief since the beginning of this year that all truly does mean all.
Educators at East Pointe Elementary are currently focusing on competency-based learning and inclusive practices. East Pointe has achieved the distinct recognition as being a national model professional learning community school and earned the highly effective schools accreditation for student learning and growth.
PLC process has really helped us with the inclusion process. We've been able to implement lots of the same procedures that we did starting back with that, which has really helped us.
It's fractions reinforced, then he lets me know, and I talk about it in music with music notes and how that relates to fractions in their classroom. Or, even when kindergarten is like, oh, we're talking about penguins. Okay, well, I can bring that in my classroom and I can do a penguin song and we can discuss where do different types of penguins live or different things like that and how does a penguin move.
We could not do our collaborative grade level team meetings without our camp. They had fourth grade double camp this morning. So they had one group of fourth graders and then another group of fourth graders back to back to provide that time for the teachers.
Then when the PLC process came to us, hated it, didn't want it, threw temper tantrums, and then absolutely changed my whole thinking.
This school does, with the model PLC school, in that PLC framework, they do such a great job of truly collaborating and not just talking to talk, but having something important to say that's really going to impact the learning of kids.
Seeing the growth of not only of our students, but our staff as well. They're getting to learn from each other. We've provided instructional rounds this year where they get to go in and really see each other and what they're doing, and because really, essentially, they're the greatest tools that we have is each other and the greatest resource to learn from. And so they have that chance to do that, and they're just constantly learning and evolving into greatness.
Another way East Pointe is meeting the needs of all students is through the implementation of special programs such as robotics, makerspace, and Project Lead the Way.
So my older son had an interest in robotics, and we at East Pointe have amazing robotics teachers and a program that's been strong for a long time. And so he had a chance to grow with those teachers and with his peers in robotics.
We have students who necessarily aren't the most successful students in the classroom, but they can shine on robotics. They may be behind in reading, or math may be a struggle for them, but when it comes to building, oh my goodness, the things that they create. My son was on our robotics team last year. My son has a lot of struggles. He was in, oh my goodness, I'm going to get emotional, I'm sorry. OT and PT, he had a lot of physical struggles manipulating things. He always wanted to be on a sports team, always. But I just knew that wasn't something that he would be able to do. Robotics was his niche. Robotics made him feel like he was part of a team, and he did very well. He was able to shine and have his moments where he just did amazing. And every year, I mean, that's special to me because that was my child and I got to coach my child. But every year we have kids like that. Every year we have team members who maybe on an IEP or maybe on a 504, but they found their niche. They found something that they can do really well. We make amazing coders, and that's not, you may not be able to, you may be a grade level behind in reading, but oh my word, you found your niche in coding.
We do a lot of hands-on things. We do a lot of building, like blocks, marbles, Legos. We have a Lego wall.
And makerspace that helped me are so building, creativity, and just creativity.
We have students that like maybe struggle, like being with other classmates, but a lot of those students I don't have any trouble with, because they just come in there and but they love it so much, and it's been good for them to get to work together with other people too.
Project Lead the Way is our science curriculum here at East Pointe. My favorite thing about teaching Project Lead the Way is it starts every unit with a story, and it teaches concepts to kids that cover all of our standards, but teaches them in a way that they are very involved in their learning. It's a very hands-on program. I think my favorite thing about it is when they come to third grade and into a science classroom, everyone starts on the same page. They can be a struggling reader, and they know they're a struggling reader, so they're going to struggle in that literacy class. Or they can know that, hey, math is really hard for me, and so they go in that class already feeling a little defeated. But when they come into a science classroom, we're all starting on the same page. We're all at that ground zero as far as our science knowledge, and so we're all learning together.
So every student can feel that success of growth and learning a concept. And we present it, Project Lead the Way presents its curriculum in such a fun, interactive way that they are learning so much and they're not like, oh, well, I'm checking this box for this standard, or I'm checking this box for this standard. It's they are learning and they're enjoying learning, and we're checking all those boxes. They just don't know it.
I think here everybody wants the best for our kids.
Yes.
Everybody, all the way up, from teachers to office workers, we all want the best for our kids, and we want to do whatever it takes to help them succeed.
Yes.
Even if it means changing what we're doing.
Yes, and coming up with all the different programs that we have. That it's going to be a little bit work on the back end for the teachers and all that, but it's what the kids are going to grow more by doing these programs. And so
some of the advice I think that I would give to administrators that are getting ready to move toward inclusion is to not give up. There was a point early on when we started this that I kind of hit a wall of panic, and I thought I pushed too hard. I've pushed students too far. I pushed families too far. I pushed teachers too far, and I honestly wanted to back up. And I just kept thinking, okay, I want to give it just a little bit more time. And there was just a small window of time there that when people were just unsure, that it was kind of scary. But once we got over that hump, everything just changed. Everything kind of shifted. So I think my number one piece of advice would be to push through, don't give up, because once you start seeing the positive effects, you'll understand that, oh my gosh, this was worthwhile. This was the right thing to do. It's scary for a moment, and you will undoubtedly question yourself and question your decisions, but it's the right work for sure.
Kids have a place where they can belong here, and I think that's huge. Bird's eye view, walking around today and just checking everything out. We have so much going on with our Tier 2 intervention to shore up things that aren't that aren't clicking in the classroom. Other teachers are stepping in and helping. To our Tier 3, where we're supporting those students who have the severe reading gaps, and we're filling those needs there. There's something going on constantly, and it's always about what is it that we can do to help the students. And it's not just the teacher in the classroom, but it's the whole staff. So it's that collective responsibility where everyone is stepping in at all moments in the day and filling in wherever they can.
I mean, everyone here just has a big heart for kids, and we just want to see them succeed academically, social-emotionally. We really just want our students to leave us with, we want them to leave knowing that we care about them every day, to be excited to come back to school.
We are East Pointe.
Blair's The Bad Boys song.
So why do you do it?
The kids love it. The kids love it. Like, I inherited the car from another SRO, so I don't know the story behind it. But like the kids will be outside and I'll blare it or whatever, and I'll pull around and I'll blare it, and then they'll dance. But yeah, it does blare. It's pretty loud, and there's no way to adjust the volume.
That's all right.
All right. Awesome.
How you doing, buddy? I like that shirt. I don't think it'd fit me, so you're safe. Let me get you zoomed
He was in here earlier, so he did it too.
Who?
Easton.
No.
Yes, he did.
What? And then tell us what grade you're in.
So I have to spell my name?
Yes, if you can.
Okay.
So just
and then we're gonna have Natalie spell her name.
Yeah. So
They want to take turns spelling each other. That's when it starts
yeah, that's
weird.
when it gets hard. Okay, so
Even worse.
But apparently your kindness hugs make up for it.
Okay, kindness hugs. Oh, Lord.
Is she funny?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But sometimes she gets a little serious when we're doing papers that we can't mess up on.